How's everybody doing? My name is Sgt Cole from the Indiana Army National Guard. I'm a 68 Whiskey combat medic and a recruiter for the National Guard. Today we're actually going to be talking about the Combat Applicant Tourniquet, the CAPT. Let's see right there. This is actually used by all branches of the armed service as well as some law enforcement agencies. So a little bit about the CAPT Tourniquet. The CAPT Tourniquet is a device that is used to control extremity hemorrhaging. So it's used on the arms as well as the legs for extremity hemorrhaging. So for different things like amputations, gunshot wounds, things like that. A little bit about it, the functionality of it. We got the restricting band right here, part of the band. It is Velcro, has red tip technology for easily seeing. We got the band buckle. It's made of plastic. Pretty much can slide the band through it, Velcro it onto itself to adhere it to the extremity that you're using. You're going to have the windlass, which is this lovely piece of plastic here that you're going to use to tighten down the actual band. You have the windlass buckle that you can lock it in, a locking mechanism, I guess. And then you have this Velcro piece over here that is the to actually secure it and write down the time you actually placed it. So that's a little bit about the tourniquet and how you can actually use it. Put my information up there. All right, just slide it out of the way. A little bit how you can use it. So it is actually a single-use device. So you can actually use it on yourself as well as on someone else. To use it, most of the time it's set up in this little configuration here where it's just looped through a little bit. To use it, say your arm is injured, just slide it over your arm, up high and tight, over clothing. I didn't wear my top today so you could actually see it. You just Velcro it down and around onto itself. And then you use the windlass to tighten it. Normally about 3 turns. And this is actually applying quite a bit of pressure, which you'll see here in a little bit. About 3 turns is what you use until blood circulation is off. I actually have a GoPro here that's reading my circulation as well. So feel for a pulse. No pulse is achieved, so we're good there. This is saying that my pulse is skyrocketing right now. Eventually that'll go off as well. However, what it is doing, this is actually putting pressure on your arteries and your veins onto your bone, and it's actually cutting blood flow off from your heart and your arteries to your arm, as well as the blood flow in your hand back to your heart. So it's cutting complete blood flow off, so you wouldn't be able to lose any more blood from any of your femoral arteries or any huge bleeds on your extremities. And it works the exact same way on your leg, which I'll also demonstrate here in a little bit. Pretty much once you get it clasped in there, you can just pull over this. I like to pull this through so it doesn't come off as well. Then pull this over so you can see there that it is actually on it. Pretty simple device to use. You can see me, I just put it on in less than a minute. It's not hard to use at all. It does completely cut off the blood flow to your hand, so I have no more capillary refills. You see there, see this one? Comes back, the pinkish comes back pretty quickly. Where in here, doesn't really come back. You can see it's still white. See how long it takes. Another big thing, I mean, you'll see a color change in the arm. It does apply quite a bit of pressure. It does hurt, but it's either you use this or you potentially could lose somebody. So that's pretty much how you actually put on a tourniquet. What we're going to do now is put one on the leg real quick so you guys can see that. So I'll be right back. All right, guys, we're back. So it's been about 5 to 7 minutes since I put the tourniquet on. I've left it on this entire time just so you guys can see a little bit of the physiological differences that it actually does to your arm. So my arm's completely numb right now. It's tingling a little bit. So I'm just going to show you a little bit of physiological differences. I still have pretty much some range of motion. My gross stuff is not there anymore. Couldn't probably write my name or anything like that. I can touch all my fingers still. However, and that's getting to be a little bit of a harder task, not like this one. Like that's as fast as I can move them. So you can see how they kind of stay together. Color wise, wish you could kind of see a little bit better of a picture. See if this works. Color differences, it's a little bit bluer, toxic. You can see definitely it's a lack of oxygen. The fingertips are actually blue now. So you can kind of see that there. Difference between the hands. You can see the nice color of this one versus this one. I can't actually even grip that one any stronger than that. Grip strength's definitely gone. You can see the color difference doesn't really come back right away. When I touch, stays there. Or this one comes back right away. So capillary refill is definitely gone. Again, like I said, it's definitely numb and stuff, and that's been on. Like I said, it's about 5 to 7 minutes. You can see my skin starting to get blotchy, just from the lack of oxygen. And like I said, that's pretty much what a tourniquet does. It cuts off the flow of blood to and from the heart, so that you're no longer bleeding from the extremity. All right, so now we're going to take this off and actually put it on a leg. Just so I can take it off in front of you, I want you guys to kind of see this. Hopefully you can see my arm pretty well here. It's probably a bad view with the lighting. Hopefully you can see, I don't know, that better. When you go to release a tourniquet, you should be able to see this here pretty good. When you go to release a tourniquet, what's going to happen is a rush of blood is going to go back into the arm. It'll turn bright red and it'll turn into a burning sensation. That's just what it creates. So understand, if you ever have to take a tourniquet off, that's what's going to happen. I recommend to release it very slowly, and let the blood slowly go back in. However, this is just want to show you, kind of see what it looks like. It is completely turning red now. The arm, hand, you can see where that blood's starting to flow back in. Again, side-by-side comparison between the two, you can definitely see the redness. That's just the blood flowing back into the arm. And then from there, you can literally just take it off the rest of the way, just like that. Tourniquets do provide quite a bit of pressure on your extremities. You can see the marks in my arm from where we actually put the band. It will cause bruising, but that does not matter. You have to understand, tourniquets, they hurt when you put them on. However, what they're going to do is they're going to save someone's life. So yes, when you're putting it on, the person will be complaining of how it hurts and stuff. That doesn't mean you take it off. You do not take it off. You let a doctor take these off. Someone that's actually trained in them. If you have to use a tourniquet on somebody, it's because they're bleeding, and you're trying to save their life. So that's pretty much how you use that. We're going to jump into the legs because we're outside. Hopefully you can see. It's pretty much the same way on the leg. However, I like to take it off, put it around the leg, pretty much high and tight, knife it in there. Put it through the band, as tight as you can. Make sure it's velcroed in. The same thing, you're just going to turn the windlass tight 3 times till it cuts off that blood flow, that artery. Pretty much from here, you can feel the femoral pulse, or you can feel the PDO pulse to get it turned off, cut off. Make sure the blood flow is cut off completely. You can see it on there, all the way around. Like I said, these work on both the extremities. They work on others as well, so you could put someone on someone else, which is amazing for them. And they literally work for our entire extremities. It's one of the best devices I could say that we have. In multiple different studies, we've looked them up. This looks like one of the best devices to saving people that we can actually save. It's pretty much just the use of a tourniquet. It was even looked at earlier on in wars like World War I, where they were trying to use a improvised tourniquet. Different types of improvised tourniquets could be cravats, tissue cloth, belts, things like that people are using to actually provide a tourniquet. But anyways, tourniquets, look them up. They're pretty great. The cat tourniquets is the one that we recommend. There are multiple different types of tourniquets out there, both commercial as well as improvised, but it's definitely something you guys should think about using and finding out how to use. We teach all of our soldiers how to use them. So if you're interested in learning more about medical stuff, tourniquets, the National Guard, get a hold of me. I'm a recruiter for the Indiana National Guard again. And if you are from a different state, let me know and I will find someone that you can talk to. Have a good day, guys. Thanks.